Hello everyone and welcome to Console Speed Tier 1. That's weird to say. My name is Thomas, next to me is Lewis, and we're here in Bahrain for the second round of the Championship Season 10 here in Console Speed. Lewis, thank you for joining the commentary box with me. As always, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. We're promoted. We're back to the promised lands of Tier 1 on Thursday nights, live only on Contest of Speed and Twitch. This is brilliant. New game. Apologies to everyone that we couldn't be here last week. We had commitments. We weren't both separate commitments, but we're back now, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing. Obviously, I played this game and done the league, but we look forward to commentating for the first time on this game. And if there's anything like the races I was involved in, the last two races, it's still pretty. Everyone's still getting used to it. It is different to previous games.
Yes, same for me. First time commentating, and not the first time commentating on the EU1, as I have been driven in this tier for a very long time. So yeah, sometimes chipped in to help the others out. But yeah, now a full season. So let's see what it's actually going to bring us. I have a little bit of a cough though, so if I unmute myself sometimes, or you hear that microphone click, or I just am too late by muting myself, then you know what it is. Hopefully it's all fixed next week. Yeah, really looking forward to it. From what we saw last week, it's going to be a really interesting championship. Can't predict who is going to run away with this one. A couple of guys missing for this round, so we've got 6 or 7 reserves in, so let's see how good they can perform around this track.
Yeah, so last week in Australia it's quite different because the track I love. Australia now has gone from one of the tracks I didn't really enjoy doing to I actually enjoy driving Australia now, because they got rid of all the bits I didn't like about it. And the race was crazy, particularly towards the end in my race. Bahrain, equally, it was crazy towards the end. And there's still, it's one of those with the new game. I find it's the understeer effect is a much bigger thing. Whilst the previous games are so long, you wear out the rears more. It's kind of a very front sensitive car in the F1 games. Whilst now, for me anyway, it feels very much more of an understeer car. So you can attack in certain bits harder and not have to worry about the rear end losing or falling away. But at the same time, if you go too quick into a corner, then hitting that apex, you've got to kind of, there are things you can get away with to try and go into the corners faster, and you might miss the apex if you don't turn early enough. But if you get the technique right, there are little ways you can get around it. But it's learning more and more each lap I've been doing on this game. There's still a lot of potential to unlock, and a lot of guys, I'm sure, some would have practiced quite a lot on this game, but because of the timing of it being summer, and I'm sure everyone's been enjoying the heat waves around Europe, but it's now people getting down to the serious business. It'll be interesting to see how people develop throughout the season.
Yes, and as well now all the pressure is on. It's the big tier, so people are expecting some good stuff, and hopefully these guys will deliver. We've got Matty and Rak joining as well, so that will make it a full grid for tonight's race, which is really good to see. A couple of people invalidating their lap time and already deciding to come in, so they're not doing like a second run on the softs, which is interesting. We've got Wacky Races now trying to set a lap, and as he's probably one of the only ones now trying to put himself high up the grid.
And this thing we got, what I noticed in Bahrain quali, but it might be quali in general, is evolution of the track is even bigger, that I felt anyway, between the beginning of the session towards the end of the session. So for example, 128.2 from Hilly, that's already a solid lap time to be fair. But yeah, expect the tier 1 guys to be improving on that as the session goes on. One of the big changes with the new with this year's game, following the 2022 rules, now it doesn't matter what tyre you use in quali, because you don't have to start on that tyre for the beginning of the race if you're in the top 10. So now everyone can just go flat out for quali, just use and abuse the softs, and then pick your tyre for the start of the race.
Yes, I really like that, because like, although it was fun to see people trying to go for the medium tire through quali, it meant that they would always have to start with like a disadvantage, and now they can go full out during quali, all guns blazing, and then come up with a really random strat by, for example, starting on the hards, which is not really beneficial in this game. I know that already, and the hards are like really hard to get on temperature, but like at least the option is available, you know. So yeah, that's what I really like, and yeah, hopefully it's going to give us some interesting situations over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I noticed, especially around this track with the cooler night time, the hard tyre does take a lap or two to warm up, and it is really noticeable. It's reflecting the change in real life, where tyre blankets can only be up to 80 degrees Celsius in real life. They used to be allowed to be up to 100 degrees Celsius. So the tyres now, they're slowly phasing out the tyre blankets. So next year, tyres will only be able to be at, I believe, 50 degrees Celsius in next year, and then the aim is for 2024 for there to be no tyre blankets. So tyres will be completely cold, and that will really, in real life and in the game, really change things, because we know what cold tyres are like, and particularly with the harder compounds. That's it's going to make a massive difference. If you're someone who can get your tyres up to temperature quicker, it can make a massive difference in performance in those first early laps, and even in qualifying. So yeah, but for the time being, you still those opening few laps, an opening lap on the hard tyre, yeah, definitely you are seconds slower. So it's another element. So you know, overcut sometimes might even work in certain circuits.
Yes, 100%. I don't think we can rule out those kind of strategies. We've got Fruit for now on the lap going through the double left-hander. Really easy to lock up the front tires there, so did a good job by avoiding it. Now coming towards the end of sector 2 with only 2 more corners to negotiate. Let's see if he is on the pace. We've got his teammate currently in pole position, so that's really good for the McLaren team. And we've got the equals guys representing ourselves really good with a P2, 3 and 4. Fruit for now coming out of the second to last turn now onto the penultimate corner. And let's see what the Dutchman and my old teammate can do here around Bahrain. On towards the line he goes with the DRS open now on towards the line. It is a 128.4 which puts him up into P5, and knowing him, he won't be happy with that one.
Yeah, 121's good start, very close. Top 4 separated by under 2 tenths. They're all 1/10 a second. Super close. Even, in fact, the top 9 are separated by 3 tenths. If this stays as it is, I'm very much looking forward to the race. It was close in Tier 3 quali, so I feel like this track, everyone I think uses this track. It's a nice track to drive on time trial. It's not too technical or tricky, I feel, this circuit. The trickiest sections is where Fruitful's just coming into, the double left-hander before the back straight. That's probably the most complex, because you're braking while turning and it's downhill, so it makes the front prone to locking up. And then maybe the left-right, if you get that wrong, you can lose quite a bit of time. But other than that, the circuit's it's not too difficult, and you've got a lot of runoff area, so if you do have a spin, it's quite hard to retire around here. It is possible, absolutely, but it's a little bit easier than, say, Australia. So we're seeing these really close lap times, and Bama, 128 dead, 128.029, so he's a 10th and a half ahead of Troy A.
We've got a Haas
Jamie
off. As Jamie improves, I don't know who that is. There's either Smarto or Electric Blade, but Electric Blade is on his outlap. Oh, they're both. Oh, that was weird. Okay, I'm good, by the way. Thanks, Blaze. I hope you're doing good as well. Good to see you back in the chat. Didn't expect anything else, to be honest, but still really love you here every single week. Marley improves, so we're deep into the 127s at this stage in qualifying with 6 minutes to go. How many people can join this club of drivers with Marley and Jamie both in the 127s? Bama was really close with 128.0, goes into the pits now, so he will have another run. Currently on board with Kev. He comes out of the last corner. He's got a Alfa Romeo in front. He goes into the pits, so has to do it on his own and almost into the 127 as well. 7 thousandths of a second in front of Bama. That means a second row on the grid for P3 for Kev.
Nicely done. So who's on a hot lap at the moment? Troy? Is it Troy A? Troy A, is that how you pronounce it?
I'm just gonna go for Troy on this one.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a safe bet.
Yeah, Troy. Troy is on his way to the final corner, and I think he is on a hot lap. I don't know if he is using the energy. I'm not sure. Is he? No, he is. It's just going to be a lap time. Is it good enough? It is an improvement, but it's not enough to move him any further up the field. So still P5 for him. Let's see who else is on close towards the end of their laps. No, in fact, there's no one. Towards the end, anyway.
Electric Blade is now coming towards the end of Sector 2. Keeping an eye out on him.
Yeah.
Let's see, he's on a...
just invalidated.
That's a shame. Yeah, but he did an improvement before, so I don't think he was going to improve anyway. Electric Blade is on for an improvement. It's not a big one though, so at this stage he will stay in P12. But let's see if he can improve for Sector 3, although with only 2 real corners, it's hard to make a big difference, but who knows. Now he goes to the pits. I think he realized that there was nothing really to gain on this lap. Goes to the pits, put on a new set of softs and then try to go again. Equals Hawkey. He is improving as well, almost a 10th. Which means that he is going to gain a position from Hilly in P6. Is that correct? That is correct. P6 for equals Hawkey. As Healy and Fruitful are now both on their outlap together with El Prentice, so they will be looking to improve on their previous lap time. Is Troy now? No, he is coming into the pits. Is Conso? No, he's also coming into the pits. Donamo maybe on for a lap? I think he is. Donamo hasn't set a lap time yet. Purple for Sector 2. I don't know if that glitch is still a thing, where it always gives you a purple Sector 2, but we have to wait and see. If it is, it looks good for Donamo, but if not, then I don't know where he will end up.
Well, here we go, out of the final turn. It's not fastest, it's P14, so maybe it is, maybe the glitch continues, the patch is... Some things... Maybe it is just a recycled game. Who knows? But yeah, it's just plastered with a new number, 22 instead of 21. But yeah, Donamo P14, 1.1 behind.
We go on board with Hilly as he is starting his hot lap. Few people coming out of the pits now to go for an outlap and then their last quali lap as well. Oh! And there goes Hilly. He just tries up to warm up his tires a little bit more. Coming out of turn, there is turn 3 officially, isn't it? Is that little kink is a turn as well. Shame for Hilly, because I don't know how those tires will be looking after that little spin, but well, at least he's got time to go again. It depends on how much fuel he's got in the car though.
Yeah, I'd be saving my tyres right now, because you know you don't have to use them if you do set your fastest lap with them, because the track does evolve. So if I was him, I'd be saving my ERS. He hasn't got any... If he's got enough fuel, that's the crucial bit. If he's got enough fuel to do it, then that's fine, because otherwise, if he doesn't do a lap here, he could be under threat of being outside the top 10, because if you look, it's only a 10th 2 tenths between him and P10 as Hawkeye is retired. I'm guessing that's in the pits.
Yes.
So Hilly has to go for this here. I feel like he's attacking that pretty hard. But he'll know his tyre temps, so maybe he's just keeping them in check. He's backing out now. So yeah, I think he is going to go for another lap. Yeah, he's going for another lap. He's using his ERS now.
Going on board with Marley now, who's currently in pole position with a 127.8. And he is a little bit down on his previous lap time, at half a tenth through sector 1. So he needs to find some improvement through sector 2 and 3 if he wants to improve on his 127.8. But for now, no pressure as he is still in EU1 through the double left-hander. Oh, and he loses it on exit. We saw it happening with Hilly. We see it now with Marley. And that is the end of his hot lap. And if my timer is correct, he won't have time to set another lap.
Yeah, so Hilly, they're all on the hot laps now. I think Hilly is probably the one who's... Oh, we got a spinner. Minions spun. There's a few people getting greedy on the throttle, it looks like. El Prince is backed out. Oh, Electric Blade is coming towards the line. P12. Who else have we got close?
Yeah, Hilly's the first one because Marina is now on the last back straight, but he invalidated, so...
Yeah, Hilly's a 10th off his previous best. Marley pits.
Behind him we have Smarto. Good to have him back.
El Prince retires in the pits. Here comes Hilly. It's not an improvement. Freefall's coming. And Freefall's backed out as well. He's way off.
Geef wel de zak weer. Fruitful, no improvement. Well, we're happy with that one.
Oh.
Let's have a look at his teammate coming across the line now. And it is almost
P2.
P1, but it's a P2 for the McLaren. Jamie is not going to improve. Kelso is not improving.
That's it.
And that is it.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, Troy A got there in the end with a P2. Almost enough, but that top 3 separated by less than a tenth of a second, 600ths. Incredibly close there in the tier 1 field. Top 10 separated by half a second. As we wait for... There we go.
So here we have it, the final result from our qualifying session. We've got Marley, who's replacing Milan on pole position with Troy in P2, Jamie P3, Bama P4, Kev P5, Royke P6, Hawkeye P7, Hilly P8, Fruitful P9 and Minions rounds off the top 10. Kelso P11, followed by his brother Konzo in P12, Electric Blade P13, Al Prentice P14, Dynamo P15, Smarto P16, Rak P17, Wacky Races P18 and Marina P19.
It's going to get tasty. I'm looking forward to this race. Especially the start with the cold tyres.
Yes, that's definitely going to be an interesting one because we can't do a formation lap on this game as it will ruin the tire temps for everyone. So it's gonna be lights out and away we go immediately. Yeah, it destroys the tire temps for I know what previous before like the spectator couldn't host because then everyone would have had cold tires. Or something like that. It had to do with the one hosting the lobby and things like that. And now it's still not okay. I think it's still the same issue. I think it's if you're not like the host, then I don't know. But just the fact that we can't have it on it amazes me every single time.
So predictions then.
Yeah, we've got
First
Blaze
predictions.
in, who says Marley, Fruit, and Healy, which is a very interesting prediction, but don't rule anything out. Just wondering though why it still says waiting for players. I hope it's not, please. Oh, now the lobby starts. Nice. Okay, this game has me stressing out for a couple of times already this evening, but I think everything is good. I'm happy when this race is on the way because then I know nothing major can happen unless I jinxed it now.
Here we go then.
Yep.
This
means that we're
Straight
immediately
in.
going to start. It's 3, 4, 5 red lights here around Bahrain. And it's lights out and away we go for the first time for me and Lewis here in Tier 1. And it's a good start from Mali, it's a good start from Troy. There's people already going 3, 4, 5 wide going into turn 1. They need to watch out. I've seen a lot of incidents already going into turn 1, but I think everything is clean so far. And we are good to go for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and we've got 29 laps ahead of us.
Yeah, everyone being careful with those cold tyres. It looks so slow, so much slower in this stage, but we got a few interesting tyre strategies as well. Because we got a lot of the guys on the hards at the front. That's why Troy A was able to get the jump. He's on the medium tyre, but a little tip, Titchy was he believed that the soft to medium strategy was the best one, because you can get the softs up to lap 10, 11, and then the mediums will be able to do the rest. But obviously a lot of people sticking to the medium, apart from Wacky Racers. He's the only one on the soft tyre.
Oh, we've got
someone who had a little moment.
Kelso a little bit of a moment. He dropping down all the way to P15. And we've got Minions and Gonzo. Gonzo makes a move, and now he's up into P11.
Yeah, I wonder if Charlie... he doesn't have any wing damage. Doesn't seem to have any anyway, but he's backed way out of the way. So maybe he has got some sort of damage now. I can't see it, but he must do, because he's gone right to the back of the field.
Ooh, Hawkey and Electric Blade. Electric Blade going for a move on the last corner. You don't see it very often, but of course no DRS, so it can't hold him back. As long as he's got the straight line speed, he should be able to stay in front of vehicles Hawkey for now. Oh, and we've got, I think that is, yeah, Kev and Bama going side by side, coming out of turn 1 now. Kev has the better exit, although Bama comes back. Who is gonna come out on top? It is going to be... Oh, and here comes Jamie down the inside of Bama.
Yeah.
Is he gonna get the job done? They're still side by side, Jamie on the mediums, but he gets it done. Jamie back up into P4.
And they've got to take advantage of those first opening laps. The fact that medium has the grip, but also quicker tyre temps build up. So, yeah, it looks very good here for the medium runners. Troye's already built a 2.3 second gap. That just shows you how much of an advantage those mediums have. And I feel like the guys who've started on the hards, they may pay the price for this. I feel I'm always quite a strong believer in not starting on the hardest compound to start a race, because there could be safety cars early on. Yeah, sure, there could be a safety car later in the race, but more likely you're going to have a safety car early on when the field's bunched together, or just before a pit stop window. But I might be eating my words after this race. But so far, look at this. We've got Jamie now into P3, pulling away from Kev, and he is 1.9 behind Marley, but I expect that gap to come down again.
I'm surprised to see already the gaps at the front. 2.6 to P1 and then 1.7 between P2 and P3. That's quite big after only 3 laps, but yeah, we will have to wait and see. There's a big battle going on for P4 at the moment with Kev, Bama and Electro Blade really close to each other. Hulky has to leave a little bit of a gap as he's been put under pressure by Fruitful. And behind him, there are big battles going on. Wacky Races and Hilly are now going at it. It is Wacky Races on the softs. He's the only one together with Smarto currently on the softs. And he's making full use of it. Hilly got dropped down to P15. But Hilly is on the hard, so he will go for the long run.
Yeah, it's strange seeing these cars look different. I know we've seen them for about a year, half a year now with these new shapes, but to play on the game, it does look noticeably slow. Oh, Charlie's retired in the pits, I believe. Yep. It's very early to do that. And Smarto, he's out on softs, weirdly. Those are the only guys I think that have had issues. But yeah, you can see there's a big battle here. A train, starting with Hawkey, Fruitful, Pens, El Prentice, Conto, Minions. And DRS isn't as strong on these cars as they were the older cars.
Here comes Electric Blade though. But the problem is, Bama in front has got DRS as well. Is Bama going for a move? No, he's not, but he breaks very late, almost into the back of Kev. Fruitful gets past Hawkey. So he has now a little bit of clean air in front, or is Hawkey gonna come back straight at Fruitful? He will have the DRS, but can he make it stick on the short straight? No, he can't. He stays behind the McLaren. So now Fruitful has a 1.2 second gap, too close to the back of Electric Blade on the mediums.
Yeah, and look at this, Jamie is already now in one lap. So that's the fastest lap of the race last time round. He is now behind Marley. So those mediums still working very well. And Troye's got a 3.8 second, it's almost 4 seconds now, of a gap. Those mediums working very well, and they will go far. I know the hards can do I almost managed to do a whole race on the hard tyre. But unfortunately you can't quite do it. You do end up getting a puncher. But the mediums, again, equally, they're pretty good. They'll expect the medium runners to be pitting around lap 15, I'd say. Maybe even a bit early, lap 14. But yeah, the hards, they will go almost the whole race. So, and they'll only get quicker. With the hard tyre, the car's going lighter, the tyre's getting more and more up to temperature. These hard runners will improve their pace. But look at that, 4 seconds the gap now between Troy and Marley.
And Jamie's closing in, but he can't make the move stick. We've got Bama making a move on Kev for P4 in this race down the inside of turn 1. He has to leave room on the outside. They're still side by side. Kev tries to get the better exit. Who's gonna get the DRS? I think it's Kev who's gonna get the DRS for the straight. Yes, he is. But he is not able to stay in front as Bama finally gets past. And that will be P4 for the Williams driver. Now let's see if he can close the gap to Jamie in front, which is 2.5 seconds.
Electric Blade has had a great start. He is... Where did he start? Position change. Yeah, 7 places. He's the biggest gainer so far, Electric Blade. On that medium tyre. And it's got some very good race pace in that Haas.
Donamo with a move on Royke.
We got a Royke, I think it's... No, it's not, it's Marino, I think.
Ooh, and here comes the Red Bull. Oh, it was Wacky Races, I think, who joined back on track. Or was it Royke? I don't know, but the Red Bull got past down the inside. Still on the softs, of course. So he will have more grip. You say you could stretch those softs until lap 10, Lewis?
It is possible. I mean, I saw there was a guy, they were doing in our tier, they were going to about lap 9-10 on the softs. You could go, I'm sure, if anything, some did manage to edge it further. We got Wacky Races currently the only one on the soft tyre, and he's made quite a bit of inroads, hasn't he? He's really come through that field. He was 19th at the start of the race. He is now P13.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job trying to make up positions. Here comes Minions down the inside of Conso. Lovely helicopter view as well. Oh, but he loses in an exit. Conso comes back. And that's all the hard work for absolutely nothing. as Minions is back in P11.
Oh, there's so many. It's all nose to tail. Very even on pace, that midfield. Showed it in quali, and we're seeing it now in the race. And it's very tricky to overtake off the DRS train, but even the DRS itself is not as powerful now. So you have to use up more energy, and it's quite hard to save energy on this game, I feel. Once you've, especially on this track, you don't really save any energy. So you've got to be very smart with how you deploy your energy throughout the race.
Let's have a look at Kev. He is the one in the DRS of Bama. Bama himself is not going to get any DRS as he is 1.5 seconds away from Jamie. So is Kev going to get the position back immediately after giving it away 2 laps ago? No, he's not. He thinks better of it. Maybe he is, like you said, Lewis, trying to save up as much as possible because he knows how important it is. And thinks, well, you're closing in to Jamie in front. Just bring me along and see what we can do. Fruitful has DRS as well from the back of Electric Blade, but he can't do nothing either. And so it remains the same for pretty much the full grid.
And El Prentice has just got past Hawkey. So another one of the medium runners getting past a hard compound runner.
Becky races up into P12.
Yeah, there you go. And interestingly now, Marley is starting to pull away from Jamie. So I'm wondering if those hards are now starting to reach their sweet spot. But Troye is still pulling away. He's 5.5 seconds clear.
It's insane pace from the McLaren.
Yeah, he's just in a different level. And I expect this though. You know, this game, the handling is trying to reflect the new cars. They are different. And we're still at a stage with different, patches. There's going to be some people that do find the sweet spot that the others have yet to have found, and it's going to make a difference. And Troy is the only one who's got it all. We got yellow. Oh, that's all good.
Here comes Fruitful.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. He's going for a move down the inside. On the start finish race should be an easy one. This, and yes, it is. He got it done before the braking zone. So that is the McLaren up into P6 with Kev now in front. Oh, he got a little bit of a bad exit, and I think this is gonna allow Electric Blade to maybe have a look. But Electric Blade thinks better of it. No, Fruitful remains in P6 with Kev in front. Like I said, 2 seconds in front. Let's see what Fruitful can do.
Oh, Kev had a moment on the exit. Luckily, just avoided from spinning out. But he's now out of range of Bama and under pressure from Fruitful. And that's what it is easy to lose the rear end in this game with traction. The throttle's very sensitive. Oh, we got a spinner. I think it's Marina. Yeah, Marina spun again. But Kev just ahead of Fruitful, and yeah, he just lost it coming on, trying to get a bit greedy on the throttle, it seems. He won't be the last.
And Fruitful immediately countered this. Oh, Kev. Oh, I thought Kev was going into the pits, but he's just trying to break the slipstream here. Sort of working.
Yeah.
As he still remains in front. Fruitful did a little dummy. And Marley is losing position.
Oh.
Marley lost it coming out of turn 2.
Yeah.
Marley has lost it at exactly the same spot where Haley did it as well, only a few meters later. And that is our P2 spinning round and now dropping all the way down to P11.
It's hard. These cars now, it's not so easy. Yeah, these races where you think, oh, these guys have got it. Even the best in EU1 can get it wrong. And yeah, it's just down the throttle. We got another yellow. I think that's Marine having a moment again. Yeah, he's all the way down to P11 now. It's going to be some comeback he's got to get on with. And Jamie says thank you very much, but he's 7 seconds behind Troy. and Bama is now actually catching up with Jamie. So I wonder, was there an issue between the two? Could there have been maybe a move, because Bama's much closer. Bama has been on fire since he got past Kev, but there could be something going on here.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see when the time is arriving, when the mediums start to drop off and the hards get quicker, because at this stage you can just see that the mediums are still doing an okay job. Jamie is 7.3 seconds behind, but it's not that Bama can get past him immediately. So that shows that Jamie still has a decent pace, as Minions and Apprentice are having a battle going into turn 1. But yeah, the medium guys are still doing a really good job to holding on in this race. They will probably go for the hards for their second stint, I assume.
Yeah.
Which means that at that stage it will be an equal playing field until the guys on the hards go to the mediums, and then it will be very interesting what gaps are going to create and who is going to be quicker. But for now it's looking really good for Troy. He is in the prime position.
The other thing we're looking at is, what I remember is from Tuesday's race, if the guys that try and etch the mediums longer so they can go on the softs towards the end, because that's another strategy you can do on the mediums, they could try, and even on the hard tyre, some of the hard runners might be trying to stretch this, because the pace on that hard just gets better and better. So you could just keep edging along and then get on the soft tyre. Because the medium runners do lose a lot of time. Once you get past lap 15, you're definitely, the better tyre is the hard compound. So it'll be interesting to see what the strategies are playing out. Will the hard runners go to medium, or will they try and go further and get on the soft? Because you can do 10 laps on the soft in the second stint. It won't necessarily be the quickest.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
Another move, turn 1.
Is Kev gonna come back though? I think he is. Look at how close the Alpine is already. No, you think
it's not long enough.
It looks like the people are going for a move, as it just looks like they got a much better exit coming out of turn 2, but then at the end it sort of balanced it out and they have to remain in that position. But yeah, Fruitful, good move up into P4, but he's got a big gap in front of now, 4.8, and I think that gap is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, but he's had a solid race so far in the McLaren. Oh, we're going to yellow. That's Marina off again. Really struggling today. That DRS just isn't as strong, so you don't have to worry so much on the short straights. It's really the second half of that main straight where you start seeing the DRS make the gains for the drivers that have it.
It's also funny to see that apart from the top 3, pretty much everyone is still together.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
sick.
No dirt, yeah.
Yeah, you can see it helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful for the people in the DRS train who know they are quicker, by the likes of Marley, who is now stuck behind a couple of guys because they got DRS. But yeah, for the broadcasting and for the neutral viewer, it's perfect.
Absolutely. Hawkey's had a little look at El Prentice, but El Prentice moved to the middle of the circuit. If Hawkey wanted to, he could have followed just to get a bit of extra slipstream, but he didn't. Yellow in sector 3, that's Marina again. And he passed by Rackman.
Currently having a look at Conso, just focusing on the big DRS train traded by Minions in P6, and it goes all the way to P14 with equals Hilly, and Kelso is just about holding on, 2.2 seconds. He will do his absolute best to close that gap in. And Marina, I think he's gonna give up. Yes, he is. Yeah. He's had enough of this race, and I can fully understand that.
Got news for you. Bama has got past Jamie. I feel like the hard and medium, the sort of conversion, the swap of who has the better tyre is taking place now, and those hards are able to stay at the pace they want to be at.
Yeah, so we started lap 13 in this race. The gap is 8 seconds and people are already coming in. So I think you're right, Lewis. With minions into the pits, we've got Electric Blade going into the pits. So the people now who started on the mediums are slowly thinking about making a pit stop.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Maybe because they're in that DRS train, I think.
Wait. Who's... Huh? Is that... Or is that Rag? Huh? Who is there? I'm so lost. There was someone slow on the inside. Or was that only me? Huh?
I don't know.
I was on board with the battle between Fruitful and Kev, and then I saw someone on the right hand side just... No, okay.
Well, there's a good battle with El Prentice and Hawkeye right now. El Prentice managed to hold back Hawkeye, but Hawkeye's finally got it through. Great move from the Aston Martin driver. He has got ahead of that medium runner. Those mediums definitely losing performance now.
But he's low on the DRS though, Hawkeye. You see the red light flashing.
Yeah.
I think El Prentice is gonna come in this lap knowing that Electric Blade and minions they come in already. What is Troy going to do? He extends his run by at least a lap. He stays out. Is Jamie gonna come into the pits though?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie is. Okay.
Now, if you're any of the other media, I mean, Troy can, but El Prentice doesn't. Konzo does. So yeah, just those, and in fact, yeah, Jamie's gone onto the hards. So Jamie is going to go medium to hard for this race.
Oh, El Prentice with the switchback. You love to see it. And now with the DRS, what a brilliant move so far. Can he make it stick? Down the inside.
Oh, around the outside, round the outside.
Oh, this brilliant defending from Hawkeye, and he stays in front. Brilliant racing from the two of them.
He has the grip. He had the grip still, so I think Hawkeye, obviously like you said, didn't have the energy, so down the straight was a sitting duck, but now we're seeing the grip. El Prentice just doesn't have the grip, and he's lost a place to his teammate, Marley. Oh, and AlphaTauri almost went into the back. Don Emma almost went to the back of Roy Pens there. He had to take avoiding action. Yeah, if I was El Prentice, I'd be pitting this lap. Those mediums, just, that Williams almost hit the back of him. It just does not have any grip. Oh, he almost loses the... Yeah, those rears are toast. Those rears are toast. Get off them, son. Yeah, the hards are brilliant. The hards around this track, yes, they take a while, take a lap or two, but like when the car's lighter, you can just go almost like I said, I almost did the whole race, and they're very consistent. You can still do consistent laps with them, 132s, 132.7, 132.5. And that was in my pace. You know, these guys are probably doing 134s on the hard, but we still got a battle. Look at this, Marley battling Hawkeye. Marley's got that recovery on, and he's through past Hawkeye. But Hawkeye has DRS.
Not the better tire this time. And he has to give it up. Oh, but Marley almost loses it again. Well, but he stays in front.
Yeah. You didn't get this before in F1. It is a real handful. You can't, it's a fine balance. The rear end is constantly shaking. We got a yellow, it's a Mercedes.
That's Kelso. Kelso was trying to hold on to that train. Now leading by Marley. And I think he pushed his luck a little bit too far. Now Prentice didn't listen as he didn't pit Lewis.
Really? I mean, I don't quite get the objective of that.
Well, to be fair, Troy is not pitting as well. And he only lost 4 tenths so far compared to lap 13.
Troy's doing it though because he's got the gap. And I suppose, I mean, I would be careful unless Troy's trying to do a medium to soft run.
I think it is. Why wouldn't you pit earlier?
Yeah.
If you're going onto the hards. Kev into the pits.
Yeah. So that's going to be a medium.
And Marley as well, together with Hawkeye. So 3 people on the hards already going into the pits. And of course they will be going on to the mediums.
So, right, anyone who's still on the mediums now, I think is generally trying to make the mediums go to lap 20, and then they'll go on the soft tyre, because there's no other reason why you would not pit if you were on the mediums.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is for Troy, he can allow himself to lose a couple of seconds by staying out for the remaining 4 laps, because then at the end of the day he will get quicker tires, so he should be able to make the time up and stretch his gap even more. The fact is, the people who are now in P5 and P6, our friends in Dynamo, they are losing time, losing positions, and it is a big question if they will be able to gain it back.
Yeah, because the soft tyre does lose its main performance quite early on. Yes, it gets its tyre temps up, but is it worth it towards the end? We'll find out. You do have a big advantage. The soft tyre does, but if you're doing it on lap 20, it's not going to be so much of an advantage, because towards the end you will be losing it. Whilst if you pitted around lap 22, for example, then you can rest assured you've got the soft tyre working well for you throughout that stint.
Fruitful 5 seconds going into the pits. It's an awful penalty to pick up. That's not what you love to see.
And he does not go for that. I'm surprised none of the hard runners are thinking of doing the hard to soft run, because it would work brilliantly, and he's getting undercut here by Jamie. Oh no, Jamie was already ahead, to be fair.
Yeah, Jamie was already ahead. Kev was really close to Fruitful. And he is still really close to Fruitful, but he didn't lose a position, but he got 5 seconds now added on to his name, and he's the first one with a penalty.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this, though, because Kev's going to have the grip. And look at this, he's going to have better traction. This is what happened to me in my race. Having the tyres warmed up, and Kev's through. There you go. And this first lap is going to be a bit of a struggle for Fruitful.
So we've got Bama and Roig in P2 and P3. And I think if they're not going to come in this lap, they will definitely try to go for the hard soft strategy. Yeah, Bama stays out, which is fair enough. He literally has nothing to worry about, only Jamie, who's now in P8. Yeah. But if Bama just does his thing and goes on to the softs, I think he should be able to make up for that position. And Roig, of course, he's in a little bit of a different position, as he's 13.6 seconds behind Bama, but still, nothing lost there. Healy into the pit, so he is the one not thinking about stretching those hards until we can go on to the softs. He is gonna pit for mediums.
Fair enough.
Ooh, with yellow sector 1, and that was the Haas of, I think, Smarto, who was off. Yes, it was. But he is back running again.
12 to go. Oh, and El Prentice has spun it. He's lost the rear end, and that is the gamble you play. Because if you lose that rear end, now that has completely worn his strategy away. And his rears are going to be completely toast.
He lost so many seconds, yeah.
Yeah. So he was under pressure from Don Ammo. Don Ammo seems to be doing a better job of conserving his mediums. So, yeah. Now it's Don Ammo who is the head, well, obviously apart from Troy, is the next one who's going to make the most of trying to eke out these tyres. He's only 6/10 off his previous best, coming out in the sector 2.
Oh! No way! Oh, Prentice lost it in blank curb, and Jamie ran into the back of him, and that's wing damage for Jamie.
Oh no! Yeah, Jamie's going to be livid with that. And how bad is the damage?
Bad, it's really bad. Yeah, he has to pit.
Yeah. He's going to have to hope for a safety car, as Fruitful says the fastest lap of the race, 131.2. Oh, it's an Aston Martin off. Calzo spun off. Someone's spun off the final. It's all kicking off.
Oh,
And
Hawkey.
Hawkey.
And he retires. He has had enough.
Yeah. Free fall all over the back of Kev. Kev now his tyres are up to temperature. He'll want to try and make a 5-second gap on Kev. It'll be pretty hard to do. Troy is 5.8 seconds now, but he is almost at that window where he could pit. So we're going to come up to now 10 laps to go once he comes by the finish line. Yep, still stays out. So Bama, Troy and Pens are looking to go onto the soft, and Don Ammo has gone onto the soft. So through all that chaos, Don Ammo did pit for softs on lap 20. Sorry, lap 19.
It's really early, but fair enough.
Yeah, he obviously felt it was worth doing. And now those softs getting up to temperature, it'll be interesting to see what he can do with that.
My question, by the way, has been answered. It was Marina coming out of the pitch, the car I saw.
Right.
So thanks, Steve, for putting that in the chat. Oh, Kev!
Yeah. Oh, twice.
And again.
Yeah.
Here comes Fruit. Yeah, you don't need to give Fruit a chance like that. He will take it.
Yeah.
But I think these two will remain this close for, well, pretty much the whole race. I think. I don't think Fruitful has the pace to break that DRS. And Kev, he knows that Fruitful has a 5-second penalty. He can see it. So there's no need for him to attack and pull out stupid moves. He can just save up, use his ERS to stay up with Fruitful, use the DRS on the straights, and just finish this home.
Yeah, exactly. Beautifully done.
Troy's in the pits with our race leader into the pits. 20 lap old mediums, brilliantly managed, he had no troubles whatsoever, goes onto the softs, and it will probably come out with some clean air unless Pence goes into the pits as well, so that should give him clean air. Of course Smarto is there, but he is a lapped car, so that's not gonna give any issues. And he is even gonna come out in front. No problems for Troy whatsoever, and if nothing weird happens, knocks on wood, he will finish this race.
Yeah. We got some other people pitting. Don Amos says fast lap of the race, expected. Roy, Pens does pit. He comes out now just ahead of the Mercedes and just behind the battle with Electric Blade and Wacky Races. As Jamie now sets the fastest lap of the race on the soft. He'll be thinking what might have been. Bama going longer again still in this stint. Bama now, let's see the gap between the leader. Bama, he is 28.2 seconds clear of Fruitful. But that gap's going to be coming down. So Bama will come out in P2 still. And the fact he's going to go onto the soft, I expect him to be pitting this lap, to be fair. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. Yeah, he's going in.
Whoa. Looking in the front, but fair play.
Yeah. As Troy is about to enter the final turn.
So, we're going on board now with Fruitful. Where is Bama gonna come out? He got released out of the pits. There is Troy coming past now. You can see it on your bottom right of your screen. Oh, and we've got a Williams off. There's Rak. And he's going again. Bama well clear ahead of Fruitful and on the softs, like you said. Nothing to worry about for Bama as well. Should be an easy P2 for him. But who knows what can happen. The gap is only 3.4 seconds.
Yeah, well, that shows you the difference, obviously, the tyre temps initially, because Bama gained quite a bit, and now obviously he's going to lose a bit of time. He's going to lose that time up again. But it just shows you, even with soft tyres compared to worn hards, that initial first lap, you do lose quite a bit of time. But obviously that gap's now getting blown back up again. But it still looks like Bama's gained about a second still. There's 4.1 seconds here.
Royke and Wacky races. And Royke gets past with a little bit of a push, but nothing too major. And he gets up into P7. Of course, he needs to make use of those softs. Now they are fresh. As we are approaching lap 23 of 29. And am I going to say it? Yeah, I do. No virtual or safety car as of yet.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. It's no tier 3, Lewis.
There was only one virtual safety car in tier 3. And I was praying for a safety car.
Where is our usual EU3 chaos?
Yeah, it was none. That was Australia. Australia had the EU3 chaos.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, this track is, I feel like it's a little bit kinder. Just like I said, it's got more runoff, it's less pro. Like Australia, or any street track for that matter, you're just more likely to retire. But yeah, it's this track seems to be less likely for it to occur. And yeah, Wacky races 11 lap old mediums, so he pitted quite early on because obviously he started on the softs. And so the advantage he was able to get early on, he's now going to have to struggle to keep behind these guys. Though he's lucky he's got electric blade on 10 lap old hards. But yeah, he's going to start to struggle on those mediums.
Let's see Marley now. He is within the DRS of Minions. He is on the medium. Minions is on the hards, but we're slowly approaching the stage where the mediums are not going to be that much quicker compared to the hards. So he needs to get the move done as soon as possible, otherwise he will, or there could be a possibility that he will be stuck behind Minions for a very, very long time. Kev's still within that 1 second window of Fruitful, but he's got nothing to worry about. As long as he stays within that 5 seconds of Fruitful, he will gain the position on penalties, which is a big shame for Fruit, but it's his own mistake by running too hot into the pits.
Yeah, that's it. We've all been there. And yeah, kept staying close enough to Fruitful. The gap is coming down between Troy and Bama. 3.8, 3.7. And those sort of things they can give you a bit of, as the driver at front, a bit of doubt. Be like, oh, has he got enough laps to catch me? But the gap is coming down. That extra lap does make a difference on soft tyres. We know that. If he can take half a second per lap, it will make Troy sweat a bit. And it is coming down. 3.4 is the gap now. We could have a showdown on our hands. I just don't think we quite got enough laps left. We got 4 to go this time by. Or is it 5 to go? No, we have 5 to go this time by, sorry. And the gap has gone down half a second in this lap.
Yeah, Bama is pushing. But is it going to be enough? I think Troy is just managing his tires towards the end of the race. Where Bama, he has to push. To be fair, he can do it easily because he's got a 7.5 gap to Fruit. So if those soft tires eventually drop off, he's got enough room to play with to stay at least in P2, and of course Fruitful has the penalty.
Yeah, I don't think those softs will run out. It'll be fine. When the light fuel load now, these tyres can easily do 10 laps, and I think he pitted on lap 21. So yeah, he should be fine.
Oh,
yellow in sector.
There's a Haas and a Smarto.
Yeah,
or Blade.
Yeah,
no, it's
right.
Smarto.
It's Smarto, yeah. It's Smarto, yeah. Maybe the gap's just not coming down quick. It is coming down. It is about half a second. It's on course to being half a second. It's coming down. We could have a showdown here, you know. If he can take half a second a lap out of him, he will catch him before the end of this race with 4 to go.
It will be crazy.
But it does look like Troy's really taking it easy. Like, it's almost like he's saving fuel. I wonder if he has to save fuel.
Well, Troy is really low on his ERS, so that's definitely not the case. I think you could be right, Lewis.
He's backing out before he brakes. I think he's trying to save fuel. The gap's 2.5 seconds now. He didn't back out before brake. He braked straight away in turn 3. But yeah, he's already 6/10 slower than his previous best in just the first sector alone.
And now Bama is slowly going to see that the gap is closing in, and that's normally what is the extra trigger.
Yeah.
To close in that gap, especially towards the end of the race. But it's going to be hard because after this he's got 3.5 laps now to get it done, and I don't think it's going to happen, because like getting into that 1 second is one thing, but then passing is another.
You say that, but it is almost under 2 seconds now, this gap. And only a few laps ago it was 4 seconds. All Bamo has a little moment. But even down the straight he's gaining time. You see it's 1.9 seconds. 3 to go.
How much is Troy sweating?
Well, if it is only half a second, he has just enough. You know, because it's 2 seconds gap. It means Bama needs, in theory, 4 laps.
Yeah.
But it does mean he will be, by the end of the race, he will be at half a second gap.
Yeah, and that means that one mistake from Troy can be crucial.
Yeah.
For the end result of this race.
Absolutely. And this is where you don't concentrate because you're thinking about that, and then you brake a bit too late, or you turn too late or too early, you brake too early, you turn too early, you get on the throttle a bit too much. These are where the mind can play the games.
Ooh, short to interrupt, Pence and Marley going side by side through the double left-hander. Marley has the inside, the fence trying to go for the switchback, couldn't make it stick. We've got a Alpha Tauri, that's Don Armo, losing it on exit, but he's back up and running. And the gap between Troy and Mama is 1.6 seconds. This is going to be really close towards the end of the race.
Yeah, Penn's really trying to attack because Marley, 11 lap old mediums. A lot of guys there on old tyres now. They're going to struggle a bit. Meanwhile, the gap has only been 2/10 on this lap, so I think Troy has got this one covered now. He's been able to stabilise the gap. So, yeah, we expect, unless he loses it massively. Well, I say that, the gap's just gone down 0.3, we're now 1.6. Whatever good lap Troy did, that's damn we get a speeding penalty.
Is he going to retire or trying to go for fastest lap? I think the second one. Jamie's going to do exactly the same thing. Taking a point away from at this. Where can I see it? Fastest lap.
0.3 away.
It's from Troy. Troy is the fastest lap at this stage.
Yeah. 0.3 is the gap. He's almost in that DRS. He's going to use all his ERS to try and get in to DRS, but he's run out of energy. They've both got no energy left. 1.1 is the gap with 1 lap to go. And you've still got obviously Kev's going to take the podium.
Yes, he just did what I said a couple of laps ago. Just stay with the DRS, knowing that you don't have to make a move to get a podium. And that's exactly what he did. But he's going to do it now. Of course he is.
Late. Bit risky. He wants to earn it.
Fruitful is not allowing it. He's not allowing it. Switchback for Kev. Switchback for Kev. It is a switchback for Kev. Fair play to the Alpine. As for the second time in this race we saw a switchback move and it's been put off. You love to see it.
Yeah, Bama is now in DRS, but unfortunately it's too little too late.
Oh, yellow sector 2. Oh, that's Smano again. It's a favorite spot to just do a little burnout for the fans. Oh, and he gets a he gets a 10-second time penalty for it. Apologies for the cough, but he gets 10 seconds for cheering up the crowd. That's a shame. But we go
final corner.
Yep, we have to go on board with the leader, who is just about going to hang on to the lead of this race. But fair play, because it's been a dominant performance from Troy, who takes the victory in this race. With Bama in P2, drove a really good comeback. Kev is going to take P3. He would have taken it on penalties anyway, but he's done it on track as well. P3 for Kev with Fruitful. P4 with the 5 seconds, but not going to hurt him as Minions is more than 5 seconds away. P5 for Minions, Marley P6. Wacky Races, brilliant comeback race for him as well. Up the way to P7. Conso P8. Electric Blade P9. Pence is going to take... No, he's not going to take the last point in this race. He ran out of fuel. Hilly takes the final point in this race, P10. Kelso P12. And who is going to take the fastest lap? Is it going to be Donamo or is it going to be Jamie? You would say it's going to be Jamie, but who knows? Donamo will probably be the first one improving on the lap. On towards the line. Is he improving? No, he's not. And he gets 5 seconds for an unserved penalty. Is Jamie going to take the fastest lap? No, he's not either. Fair play to Troy. So it will be 26 points. Alprenis does a little burnout for the fans. So it will be the last one coming across the line in P15. Yeah, really good race, Lewis.
Yeah, great. I thoroughly enjoyed that one.
Yeah, 100%. Really good race to get back into. Alprenis ran out of fuel as well, I think. But we are finally here. And that is it for the EU1 round 2 here around Bahrain. And that's the end of the race week as well, if I'm not mistaken. That's weird to say.
That is, yeah.
It's really, really strange, this. Here we have Troy dancing himself to the podium spot. The whole McLaren team happy. Probably won't see this in real life for a long time. McLaren is not really doing a good job this season. You never know. We said that last season as well, and then guess what? Here's Monza for you.
That's it.
So here we have it, the final results of today's race. Troy with P1 and the fastest lap, 26 points in the bag. With Bama in P2, he got close, but not close enough. Kev P3, Fruitful P4 with the 5 seconds. Minions P5, Marley P6, Wacky Race P7, Conso P8, Electric Blade P9, Healy P10. Pence P11, Kelso P12, Dynamo P13, Jamie P14, Alprenis P15, Ruck P16, Smarter P17, Holkey, Marina and Charlie haven't been able to finish in P18, P19 and P20. Well, let's invite the three people to the commentary box. Waiting for the commentary, for the racers to join the commentary box, and then we can start with the interview very shortly. As we are waiting for Kev, I don't know if he is going to join. We're gonna start with Bama first. Bama, first of all, congratulations on taking P2 in this race. Yeah, how frustrated are you by not taking the victory, or was it the absolute maximum in this race? Yeah, you decided to start on the hards. Looking back at it now, do you think it was the right strategy call? Yeah, you made the pit stop a lap later than Troy. Now, looking back at it, do you think you maybe should have stopped a lap earlier to maybe give yourself a little bit more time to close that gap in? Or do you think maybe just because of those fresher tires you were able to close the gap back in that much? Fair enough. Well, at least you did a really good job and you gave us some excitement towards the end of the race. Congratulations on the P2, mate. Well driven. We go to our P3 first. Kev, good that you joined our commentary box. First of all, congratulations on the P3. We saw you battling with Froome for pretty much all race long, but you picked up a 5-second time penalty going into the pits. Was that the reason why you stayed behind him for pretty much the rest of the race?
Yeah, I was trying to save my ES towards the end of the race so I could catch him. And that's what I did. It was really tough against him because he was really fast. But it was so cool, that overtake at the end. I was so happy to do that and finish on the podium.
Yeah, we saw the brilliant move around the outside as well. So, then with the switchback and then getting it after turn 4 there is really good move. Yeah, P3 in this race, do you think it was the absolute maximum, or would you have hoped for a little bit more in this race?
Nah, I think that was absolutely the maximum. I did a really good start that put me into the podium place, but then my pace was so bad on the opening 4 or 5 laps, and then I did a little spin, but I managed to keep it on track. But yeah, P3 was absolutely the maximum today.
Um, Looking back next week, we've got, if I'm not mistaken,
I
we
think it's Jeddah.
have, yes, Saudi Arabia, yes. Looking back at that for next week, is it a strong track for you, or do you still need to put some practice in?
I definitely need to put some practice into that track.
Fair enough. Well, good luck with practicing, and hopefully we'll see you guys back next week. Then going on to our race winner, Troy. First of all, congratulations on taking the victory in this race. You made it very interesting towards the end of the race. Were you quite confident, or or were you a bit sweating towards the end of the race?
Yeah, man, it was a very fun race. I got very worried towards the end because I just saw that gap going down more and more, and I felt kind of helpless because it wasn't really a matter of pace. It was just my fuel. I really underfueled the car going into this race, and there wasn't a single safety car or anything. So I was a bit in trouble with that, and there was nothing I could do. I just had to keep that fuel up, or else I wouldn't finish P1 anyway. So it got close towards the end, but I felt like it was like spot on with the fuel management and everything. So it went pretty well.
Yeah, you managed it perfectly. And was that the reason as well, you think, why you were able to pull away that much at the beginning of the stint? Of course, you were on the medium tire as well. Was that your strategy all the way? Were you quite confident about that strategy, or were you still debating on trying to start on the hards?
Starting on the medium was always like the go-to strategy for me. Then whether to go for hards a bit earlier or whether to stretch for softs was a different question. I was a bit like going for softs was something I just decided to do in the middle of the race when I saw the gap, because going for hards I probably would have ended up somewhere in the middle of the pack that didn't box yet, and I thought it might just be better to stretch the stint as far as possible and go for softs towards the end instead then.
Yeah, it turned out to be the good call, and with the saving of the fuel, you did a perfect job and managed to get away with P1. So a really good race, man. Congratulations, go enjoy it.
Thank you.
And with that, it rounds off the stream for tonight. Congratulations once again on everyone who finished on the podium. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you, Lewis, for joining the commentary box with me. It was a pleasure as always.
Ah, it's brilliant. I'm so glad we're back. Now that the nights are getting longer, there's only one place you can be now, Thursday nights. It's gone to Speed Tier 1. I'm so glad. Yeah, pleasure, mate. And congratulations to everyone that finished, particularly the top 3. And I look forward to seeing you next week for more.
Yes, like we said, next week, Saudi Arabia. Make sure you tune in for that one, as it will be overtaking galore on all of the straights. Thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, it has been a pleasure to be back, and I can't wait for next week already. And as I always say, have a good one, stay safe, and goodbye.